says, according to a money and mental health report by Bankrate in partnership with Psych Central, just under half of U.S. adults say that money has a negative impact on their mental well-being. That's true. The ability to provide for a household or keep up with day-to-day expenses can cause major stress. Pair these responsibilities with the possibility of a recession and record high inflation, and it's no surprise that many of us are feeling the heat. I like this setup. They're like trying to just like make us all feel warm and fuzzy and like, yeah, we're all afraid. Like, we're going to give you something good.
Okay, I just want to tell you, for everybody listening, I want you to call this out. Anytime you read an article and it's talking about one organization in partnership with another, usually that means that somebody is buying the authority of somebody else to sell their product. It's why you'll see companies buy a professorship at a university so they can do their quote unquote research for their R&D for their programs, and they put all the negative findings in a drawer, and then they just published all the glorified stuff, right?
All right, well, buckle
just
up.
seeing this,
it gets better.
I'm reaching for the preparation H. Go for it.
Luckily, there are still ways we can take control of our finances.
Oh, thanks, Bankrate.
Strategic use of financial tools like credit cards can allow us to put our money to work for us. With this at our disposal, we can steadily chip away at those money and mental health woes. Here are 5 ways credit cards can improve your mental health.
I just want to say to my friends at Psych Central, y'all should be ashamed. I don't even know what you are. But if you are about helping people, you should be ashamed of yourself. Bankrate's just doing what Bankrate does. They're trying to sell credit. And, you got a rattlesnake in a bag. I'm not going to be mad at the rattlesnake for trying to bite me if I put my hand in there. But a mental health group, if that's what Psych Central even is, it's disgusting, man.
Yeah.
It's gross.
Well, okay, they got 5 tips, and even just reading it kind of made me nauseous. I'm like, oh my goodness. So the first one is using it to pay down existing credit card debt. So basically just switching things over, taking advantage of the 0% APR, basically alleviating your issue with another temporary solution.
So they're lying to you. Now they're saying they're paying down credit card debt, but all you're doing is moving debt around.
Yep. And then the second one, this one's kind of epic. It says plan a free or heavily discounted vacation. Y'all, we're in stress. We're feeling mental health issues because of credit card debt. So let's go on vacation.
Oh man. And let's hold on. You should pick a rewards card that best aligns with your spending habits and use your rewards earnings to cover costs. So we have record high inflation, the possibility of a recession. We're really feeling financial stress. What you should do is just use the right card and then go on a vacation. This is madness.
Yeah. And we've talked to a lot of people that are doing their credit card rewards and all of that. And everybody thinks that they're going to be able to be the person that uses the rewards. They never go into debt. But that's so sad that we're literally talking to people this article is talking to people who are stressed out, right? They're already in credit card debt. They're frustrated. They're feeling inflation. They're feeling all these things. And it's like, hey, why don't you try this out?
Well, and let me tell you this, and I've mentioned this on the show before. I used to have a card and I paid it off every month. I never had any debt on it, but I put all my expenses in there and to just get free flights. I did it all the time. And I got free flights. I really did. And it occurred to me one day, this airline company's not my friend. So there's got to be something else at play here. And then the more I dug into it, it's that single mom who can't afford food who's paying for my vacation with her 32% APR fees. Mm-hmm. I'm not participating in that nonsense because it's just squashing people who are desperate, who are struggling, who are hungry, whose kids need shoes, and they get this kind of nonsense, and then I get a free flight out of that deal. I'm out of the system. I'm gladly going to pay for my flights that are not going to be on the back of somebody who can't afford to make the payments. Does that make sense? I'm out of the system. I'm opting out, man.
Yeah, I literally just posted that yesterday. I was doing an interview and posted that's my same reasoning, that it's like in order for me to win with points, somebody else is losing.
That's right.
And that's just so sad. The other points are save on everyday expenses, which they're talking about like cash back and basically making sure you spend enough so you get cash back, which is kind of crazy. I was on with George one day, and he was doing the math on like how much you'd actually have to spend to get that free flight or that amazing cash back, and it was ridiculous. Another point is build your credit, of course, and then the last one is to navigate the cost of a large purchase. They are suggesting to use credit cards to navigate large purchases. They basically say that they talk about emergency funds. It says our Bankrate survey cites insufficient emergency savings as the leading cause of negative impacts on mental health surrounding money. Whether prepared or not, emergencies happen and they can be costly. A credit card can be a great tool to have in your arsenal to cover you in a pinch.
You don't need an arsenal. You don't need an arsenal. You're not at war with your life. You just need an emergency fund, which means you need a couple of years of really, really uncomfortable, awful, hard work, not seeing your family, not seeing your friends, not eating restaurant. Like it sucks. I've been there, man. You've been like, it's the worst.
Yep.
And then on the other side of it, man, I don't need an arsenal. I mean,
and I think what's bothers me so much about this article is it's talking to people like they're your friend, like the credit card company is your friend. Hey, you have a mental health struggle. Hey, you're feeling down. Inflation's getting you. We have a solution for you. It's like leading a sheep to the slaughter. It's like, that is not the solution. That is like the opposite of what we're trying to do here. It's the opposite of how we're trying to help people. And it just breaks my heart that there is somebody who's feeling mental health struggles right now. And they're reading this article going, oh man, like maybe that is the answer. And they're now going to be calling us 4 years from now with $70,000 in credit card debt.
Yeah,
that
because
is asinine.
Bankrate in partnership with Psych Central did their study, and here we are, guys. Way to go.
Speak to the mental health of somebody who feels very fragile right now, and they're overwhelmed with their finances, and they don't have an emergency fund, and they feel frustrated. Like, what would you tell them if they read this article right now? What would you tell them to help them go the other way?
There's so much here. Ultimately this, and I think I can make a pretty compelling neuroscience case. If you owe somebody money, your brain is never going to let you rest, because even though your frontal lobe knows, and I don't want to get all nerdy, but your frontal lobe knows, hey, that's a good deal. It's 0% APR. It's no payments for 5 years, whatever. We can look at a spreadsheet and call that a good deal. Your amygdala, the part of your brain that's designed to keep you safe, is going to sound the alarms, and those alarms might look like anxiety. They might look like depression. They might look like any number of things. Because your brain knows in its core being that Toyota Motor Company is deciding what you do tomorrow. Discover Card is deciding what you do tomorrow, not you. That you're not safe. One little glitch in the matrix and you don't have food because this other company is going to say, I want my money now. And you're paying for last month's rent this month, and you're paying for last month's food this month. It's just a nonsensical cycle that we got to stop. You can't go into more debt to solve your issues. And I'll also say there is some emerging research that's really powerful that suggests going through challenges, heading into the storm, that's the way to mental health healing. And most of us can't do that by ourselves. That's what we talked about earlier, about getting a counselor, getting somebody to walk alongside you, getting a group of friends that will walk with you. But avoiding these things and trying to hack your way to better financial health or hack your way to better mental health, it's not how it works. It's not how it works. You got to take the long, difficult path and do it with other people. And that's the path to healing.